Hello and welcome to the Foilist TV. Today's round of 32 bout is between Peter Joppich, the man, myth, and legend from Germany, and Enzo Lefort, the flying Frenchman himself. Links to their Who's Who videos and to the commentary on Google Drive are all in the description as usual. This was a cool bout, and there were a lot of little things going on at once that came together to give Joppich the win. I've watched Joppich's fencing for years now, and it never fails to teach something new every time. I've had some requests to talk about Joppich's counterattacks, so we may as well start there. So counterattacks are Joppich's favorite action in general, and he's really good with them. Even in this bout where most of his touches were scored with attacks, the mere threat of his counterattack was enough to steer the bout into his control. Lefort had no choice but to respect them. Typically, Joppich will set it up by sweeping for the blade once or twice to get his opponent to pull their arm back. That lets Joppich put the point on target without interference, forcing his opponent to finish immediately. Then a body contortion is all he needs to get one light. That's the theory, anyway. In this bout, his counterattacks weren't all that effective, because Lefort found three possible solutions, all of which worked some of the time. First, he could attack really fast. Joppich's sweeps for the blade would make it impossible to hit Lefort if he was already crushing the distance. This action wasn't good to hit with, but it kept him alive at least. Second, he could attack slowly and be ready to pull up short as soon as Joppich went for it, putting him at a good distance to hit despite Joppich's twisting. This was his most effective action. And third, he could start his attack really withheld, making Joppich's sweeps for the blade useless. This one worked early on, but failed later. The tactics of this bout mainly focused on attacks. One interesting point is that both fencers tended to beat the blade constantly while attacking. Joppich just does that all the time, because he likes to know where his opponent's blade is. And Lefort did it whenever Joppich put out point in line, which was pretty often. Beating the blade while attacking is useful if you're worried about getting countered, but it has two drawbacks. First, if you miss your opponent's blade, your opponent has a window to attack into your preparation. And second, staying on the blade makes it super easy for your opponent to parry. Joppich took advantage of both in his tactics against Lefort. He made deliberate use of stepping forward while searching to set up attacks and countertime parry ripostes, and he was able to parry Lefort's attacks with lots of beats, almost 100% of the time, since he knew where the blade was. Lefort wasn't able to match Joppich when it came to this type of attack, so he felt those drawbacks much more painfully than Joppich did. And I think that has a lot to do with why Joppich ended up winning. There were a few individual actions of note as well, including Lefort's trademark airborne smackdown against Joppich's ducking counterattack and remise, and a really clever indirect attack against Joppich's easy parry riposte that I just talked about. But you can see all of that in the bout commentary itself. Joppich won with a score of 15-13 and went on to face Giorgio Avola in the round of 16. Thanks for watching, don't forget to check out the commentary, and feel free to discuss this bout in the comments. Next up will be Victor Santos versus Richard Cruz. Have a fantastic day, and as always, stay sharp.